Growing up, I was always interested in the mental game. After years of study, I developed the BasketballBrain program. My life is devoted to helping others achieve their greatness. I hope you'll like, subscribe, and if you take a chance with the BasketballBrain program, I promise you your game's going to reach levels that you never thought possible.
What's up, guys? Dylan here. How's it going? So today I want to talk about something I see a lot of players doing. It doesn't matter if they're a low-level player or a high-level player. It doesn't matter if they're in business and they're not in sports. And it's this. They merge their self-worth with how they perform. So how they feel about themselves as a human being is directly correlated. It's a perfect correlation with how they perform. So if they have a bad game, they feel as if they are a bad human being. They feel like their life is worthless. If they have a bad day at the office, they feel like they are bad at life. They feel like they are no longer worthy of living. They don't feel great about themselves. You can't do that. You have to separate who you are as a human being from how you play the game. And the reason you do this, whether it's the game of life or a real game in sports, or I guess life is the real game and sports is the fun game. But either way, you need to make sure that you have a little bit of that separation, because what that does is it allows you to be free. It allows you to just play, to engage without having to protect your self-image. So when some people have this idea that they have to be perfect, that if they play well, they're going to feel great about themselves as a human being, then, well, they'll start making excuses before the game. They won't try as hard. They won't put themselves on the line in crunch time, because they know if they fail how they're going to feel in the future. So they'll do everything to avoid that feeling of complete negation of self by putting out all these little excuses for the world as well as their own mind. Most importantly, their own mind. Yeah, I didn't really go that hard. I know I didn't go that hard. If I would have went hard, I probably would have killed it. Yeah, I just didn't touch the ball in overtime. I wasn't scared. They just didn't get me the ball. But the fact is, you were just running from the fact that your self-worth is merged with the game. So if you fail, you are a failure. In healthy people, there's a little mix of that. I mean, they have a little bit of that, but they just let that little bit of, like, I'm a failure, I choked, I didn't play well, fuel them to work harder. But it's a little bit. Overall, they've separated themselves from how they play the game. They have to. They separate themselves from their business. They have to, because that keeps you emotionally healthy. It keeps the game fun. It keeps the game of life fun. And you can continually re-engage it, because who you are, how you treat your neighbors, how you treat your fellow citizens, the type of person you are does not alter. That's who you are. Not how you do in business, not how you dribble a basketball, for God's sakes, okay? So there's that separation. You use a little bit of it because, look, it's very important to you. No one's denying that. But you're not putting your entire self-worth in it, so it makes you over-try. That's another thing. Some players, it's so tied up in who they are that they get kind of graspy. It's like I always picture a dog trying to, there'll be a bone through the gate, and it just can't reach the bone, and they're just going crazy. They're salivating. You don't want to be that either. Because if you feel like, if I don't get that bone, if I don't win this game, if I don't win this business deal, I'm worthless. I got to go really hard. And that's ugly. It's not beautiful to watch. Everyone sees right through it. You're called selfish. And typically, it's counterproductive. You need to still approach it like a game with your self-worth partly involved in the game, because it's important to you. It's something that means a lot to you. But at the same time, it doesn't mean anything. None of this means anything. None of it really means anything in the long run. So I study near-death experiences. Now take this for what it is, okay? It doesn't mean I believe in it. I'm not going out there. I'm just saying, let's say these are real. Near-death experiences, when people die, what they're told every time they go through their life, it's always the small things you've done for people. It's always the good you've done for other people. Did you help people when they were down? Did you put an arm around their shoulder when they had a problem? That's what really matters in life. So even if you're not spiritual, I think we all can agree that that's what matters most in life. The rest of it is just a game, and we can engage in it, but who we are, the type of person that, sees somebody crying on a porch step, and we don't even know them, and we go up and we ask what's wrong, that's who we are. When you see somebody who's really down on their luck and you help them out, that's who you are. It's not how you play a game. It's not how you do in business. You need to separate those two. And at the same time, let a little bit of yourself leak into that so you do feel the pain when you lose. You don't want to be completely oblivious and not competitive, but you don't want it to dominate your whole psyche. It's okay for a part of you to go, I'm so mad at myself. This is not me. I can do better than that. I feel that every day, days when my sales are bad. When I play a bad basketball game, there's a part of me right when I'm done playing, I do feel like a total loser, okay? Like if I play bad, I'll beat myself up for a few hours. I allow myself to do that because I need it. I need that to get fueled to go back out there because I know my process. I'll go through feeling really bad about myself. Then I'll go, you know what? F that. I'm better than this. I'm going to go work harder. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try. And then I have the other aspect where it's like, who cares how I play because I'm trying to be a good person. And that's all that really matters. So it's an art and not a science. And that's really important. I listen to a lot of self-help guys and psychologists, and they make it sound so cut and dry. But really, it's an art to know when to administer a certain amount of self-hate, let's say, where you're just mad at yourself, and then when to administer self-love. You don't really know how to do it until you start practicing it and you learn your own system. Like I know when I play bad, I'm going to have a few hours, maybe even overnight, where I'm not feeling great about myself. Myself is too merged with the way I played, and I played poorly, so I feel bad at the beginning. And then I separate myself from that. And I remind myself I'm still a good person. And now I'm going to go out. I'm going to dominate. I'm going to go back. I'm going back. I'm coming back. It can't hurt me. It can't hurt me, and I'm not scared to try again. This is Dylan. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Talk to you soon. Bye.